Most people think discipline comes from willpower. It doesn't. It comes from conversation. And today I'm going to show you how, and how that conversation that changes everything. And that's what today is about. Hey, Joel here, and this is the growth track. Here we build discipline, faith, and real transformation. Let's go. Now, let me introduce you to a great American, an awesome human being, David Goggins, a former Navy SEAL, ultramarathon runner, endurance monster, one of the greatest American endurance athletes alive today, period. But at the age of 24, he was a 300 pounds loser. His own words, not mine. So Goggins' transformation is one of the best of all time. Now, what's even better about him, most people don't know, he raised millions of dollars for families of fallen special operations soldiers. And he was a Boy Scout in his youth. So all his life, it's service. That's what he cared about. That's not just the hardest man alive. That's a man with a mission. And that's the kind of person I respect. And not just because he's tough, but because he uses toughness to serve. He serves something bigger than himself. That's the kind of man I learned from. Now, here's what most people miss about Goggins. His toughness didn't come from willpower alone. It came from conversation. Specifically, conversation with characters he created outside of himself. He couldn't trust his own thoughts alone, especially in his youth. So he built a sparring partner, an alter ego, a voice outside of his own brain, a voice to challenge him, a voice to hold him accountable, and a voice to push him beyond his comfort zone. And that's the principle I want to teach you today. And here's the truth most people never face. When you're alone in your head, you're in danger, real danger, and your brain will rationalize anything and everything. It will convince you that quitting is wisdom, and that comfort is peace, that mediocrity is enough. Your brain is a brilliant effing liar when you're the only one listening. And that's not a weakness. That's just how the human brain is wired. The amygdala, the brainstem, the primitive brain, that's your fear center. It wants comfort and safety. It wants to protect you from discomfort. And when you're alone in your head, the amygdala wins every time, every single time. So what does Goggins do? He creates characters. Rocky, the disciplinarian, the warrior archetype. He loves watching the scene, actually rewatching the scene over and over, Rocky, where Rocky gets beaten down by Apollo Creed, bloody, broken, and almost destroyed. But Rocky gets up. He looks at Apollo and beacons him. Come on, let's go. I'm not done yet. That's defiance, that refusal to quit, that Goggins extracted that energy. And he built it into his own operating system. Not because Rocky is real, because the spirit is real. The medium doesn't have to be real for the spirit to rewire you. Think about movies like Rudy or Star Wars. Think about any movie that, that moved you, that fired you up. You knew it was friction, but you felt something real. You learned something real. So don't tell me a character can't change you, because it can. And that's the point. So we can use tools, we can use stories, we can use our imagination, not to escape real life, but to train for real life. And once you understand that, once you understand why conversation matters, that things changes, because the right voice at the right time can change who's in control. Well, we all have to fight a civil war inside us. It's between our lower self and higher self. It's there. And even Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. reminded us of the Civil War. And that's the difference. Who do you let win the argument in your head? And here's why this actually works. Your subconscious mind runs most of your behavior on autopilot, the hidden program. And the only way to reprogram that default is through repetition and conversation, not just thinking, powerful conversation. And when you externalize it, when you talk to a character, a person, reflection, anything that's outside of your own head, you engage the prefrontal cortex right here, the frontal lobe, the thinking brain, the planning brain, the executive function, the brain that remembers your principles, what you stand for. So you literally switch which part is in control. And that's not motivation theater, y'all. That's neuroscience. So I go on hikes talking to myself out loud, and I'm fighting for clarity there. I'm confronting my lower self. I'm having conversation with resistance, challenging my excuses, and externalizing the battle so I can actually win it. And it worked. But recently I took this to another level. I built an AI GPT, my accountability partner, my versions of Goggins, Rocky. So when I'm rationalizing like sugar slip, I open up the app and have a full conversation. When I'm about to skip a workout, I open it. When I'm drifting from my principles at 11 at night, when nobody's watching, I open it and talk to it. I have a two-way conversation, not just thinking, but a real back and forth. And AI reminds me of my shortcomings, what's at stake, who I said I was, what's the cost if I don't follow through. So the same principle Goggins uses with Rocky, different era, same result. Now here's the thing you don't need to do. You don't need my AI to do this. You can create your own character with a journal, with your higher self. You can talk to your, reflection mirror. You can find an accountability brother. Anything that externalizes the conversation can change the battle, because your brain alone will betray you every time. But if you want a tool built for this, a custom AI accountability partner that knows your goals, knows your excuses, your standard, and your pattern, then drop a comment, DM me. But hear me, this is not a toy. It only works if you use it daily, honestly, with guards down. If that's you, let's go. Now, Goggins didn't become Goggins by thinking harder alone. He became Goggins by having conversation with his resistance, then going to war with it, by creating characters, by externalizing the battle, by refusing to let his brain win the argument in isolation. You can do the same thing. Create your own character. Build your sparring partner. And have the conversation your brain is trying to avoid. Because that's the conversation where things changes. And actually transformation happens. Not in your head, but out loud. In a dialogue, in the fight. And that's the Goggins principle. And now it's yours, bro. So where are you on the track right now? And don't subscribe, don't smash nothing. Just comment below. And brothers and sisters, keep climbing.